Man, yeah, today was kind of a hard trading day. I'm not going to lie to you. And the beautiful thing is, it's 100% my fault. And that's the same thing that's going to be the case for you. Any bad trading day you have is 100% your fault. We get to make it as hard as we want it to be. It's one of those things where if you just stick to what you know is best, what you know is true, your results become pretty consistent. It's only when we let ego get involved and we try to change the outcome and we try to force and push and do all this bullshit that you really get some inconsistent results. And you end up in these weird loops that it's not a matter of experience, it's just a matter of applied at like what you're actually doing. You can have all the experience in the world, but if you decide to trade like an idiot, you're going to have bad results. It's as simple as that. Trading's not something that pays you more because you've been doing it for a long time. You have to show up dialed in every single day to be able to perform. If you show up and you think that this is somehow entitled to you, that you somehow deserve your results just because you've been doing it for so long, you are in for a rude awakening. We know what works best. We know what works best when it comes to just executing on a daily basis. For me, it's always been taking less trades. It's been strict wake up time, strict journaling time, strict workouts, strict diet. That structure allows for me to not have any sort of debate. I'm not, oh well, I could do this. My set routine keeps me safe from the human nature that we experience as traders. I have a time and place for everything. And over the last handful of months, it's just not been as dialed in. It's really been kind of lost on me as to why it's been so hard to just follow those good habits. There's a million different things going on in life or whatever. That stuff's cool, whatever. It's not a reason or an excuse or anything. It's just you can observe that. But when it comes to these charts, the only thing that will keep you safe is some sort of discipline, which creates some sort of safety net. You need to have that routine that you follow every single day. So you might be sitting there at home. Maybe you're going through a bad trading day, or maybe it's a bad trading week. Who knows, right? You really need to take a minute and say, am I doing everything that I'm supposed to be daily? Or am I just upset about the charts? And I think that by being upset about it, it's going to change something. Instead, you need to be asking yourself, am I even journaling, right? Am I reviewing my mistakes? Am I finding fulfillment off the charts? Am I living a balanced daily lifestyle? Is my nutrition on point? If you're not doing these things, it's going to be very hard for you to find consistency on the charts because it's all about input. We can't control the outcome. We can't like we can affect it to an extent, but we cannot control outcome because we are not in control of the market. We're in control of ourselves. So really take that time to shift your perspective. It really doesn't matter how bad of a time you're going through with trading because everything can be survived. You can survive pretty much anything. It doesn't mean that it's great, but I think as time goes on, you get desensitized to the highs and the lows. But it's important to not get complacent in either. You have to understand that there are ways for you to improve. There are things that you are missing on daily that you could be doing. And you need to have the accountability with yourself or with someone else to follow that set structure because it's amazing nowadays. You can just get a bulleted routine from some chat GPT or whatever. But if you don't actually do it, you're missing the point. You need to have a basic set of daily habits that you follow. And that alone will help you become a lot more consistent with trading. It's not a matter of what you know, it's a matter of what you do with it. So stop thinking that you need to learn more and start actually applying some shit. It's not the next YouTube video technique tutorial. That stuff's great. But what you don't see with all these tutorials and all this nonsense online, all these strategies online, is the tried and true application of them. You're learning about a textbook for something that is very much more akin to a sport. You have to actually do the thing. And part of it is just managing everything that goes along with it, the stress, right? The headache, the frustration, the detachment, right? How are you interacting with the market? If you think that you can just constantly be around the market, that you're somehow going to justify that that's a good idea, you're really exposing yourself to a lot of risk. Number one, you have edge erosion because everything looks like a setup and you stop seeing the market for what it actually is. Number two, you lose any sort of footing that you have, any sort of context where you say, okay, this is the time I trade, this is the time I review, this is the number of trades I take, and this is what I do after that. If you don't have that sequence in your life, it is really easy to fall into treacherous territory. So this is what we got to do. If you're going through a hard time, look at your daily habits. This is what I'm doing right here. I'm sitting down, I'm journaling, and I'm thinking, this is my most important thing that I need to move forward. I need to have my set trading time, roll straight into my set workout time, roll into my meals. All of that has to happen in a certain sequence where I don't have to think about it, where it's just I follow the steps and it's halfway through the day. Anytime, literally anytime I fall off of that, it ends up fucking me really bad. Like it just really does. I have to have a set time for everything. Otherwise, it's just you can do pretty much whatever whenever. It's open ended. The market's always open. So that means 2 trades. That's what works best. That means setting your time to trade at, the first hour to 90 minutes, doing that. And anything else is just bullshit. Just because you can make some money during PM session, which that's fine. I have too. It's not as consistent for me all the time. It works some of the time. And the times that it doesn't work, it's enough to kind of wipe out the rest of it. Same thing with Asia. I can make a good amount of money in that session. But the times where it sucks, it fucking destroys. It will destroy you. Like, it's great when it is great, which is that much time. Like, there's nothing. But when it sucks, oh my God, it's terrible. And it just drains at everything else you have going on. So the goal isn't to have a sexy, fucking amazing system. The goal is to have something that is extremely monotonous, extremely boring, extremely consistent, extremely measured and controlled. That's the shift you need to have. There are opportunities that are asymmetrical and all that. They exist. But the bread and butter of trading is going to be within that much range. It's not going to be these everlasting expansion moves that just move in perpetuity. It's not going to be the case. And the times that you get caught trying to chase that tornado will end up just wiping out any sort of consistency that you could have by just taking the little piece and getting the fuck off the charts. It's really something that I think a lot about this year because, I've fallen off of that stuff that I've done so well with. So it's like, why am I continuing to make it harder? If I already know what works, why do I make it harder? It's because I think I'm smart and I'm fucking stupid for that. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate. You think that you can learn more and that you somehow can justify, oh, let me just expand on what I already know. If it fucking works, stick to that. Just stick to it. There's no reason. There is no reason to change what you do. If it works, don't change it. There is no reason to do so. I mean, you can argue with it. I genuinely do not believe there is any reason to ever change something that works because it works. You don't know if something else works. That becomes a completely different experiment. If you want to do that in a different account, fine, but keep it away from your core business. As a trader, your job is to secure something and bounce. You don't need to catch these crazy fucking moves. You just need to catch something that's crazy reliable. It's important for you to think about what you're going through. It's important for you to write it down. It's important for you to journal it because if you don't, you're never truly getting some sort of understanding from it. All you get is the buzz of frustration, but you don't get that solace, that clarity, if you will, where you say, you know what, it's not that big of a deal, because it really isn't. There's a million things that could be going on in your trading, but the answer is always the same. Do what you know that works. Do what you know works, and you will have consistent results. If you find yourself in any sort of period where you're on that hamster wheel of boom and bust, chances are you are too resistant to things that are not going your way. It's unreasonable for you to accept a loss, which, if you ask anybody, is fucking crazy because you're going to lose. This is trading. At best, you'll lose 3 out of 10 times, right? I know everyone says they never lose. I'm telling you, you could lose 10 trades in a row if you take the same trade 10 times. So losing's a thing you can do very, 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 very frequently. It's not something you can avoid. But the better relationship you have with it, the better you'll do in the long term. Good trading really is about taking good setups and letting the numbers do their thing, play out over a long period of time. So, what are the things that I think will move the needle forward the most? It's really just honing in on what I know works, really having a fuck you kind of attitude towards whatever doesn't work, right? If I take 2 trades and they both get stopped, guess what? I go enjoy my day. If I take 1 trade and it hits target, I go enjoy my day. Anything outside of that is a waste of time. This year's given so much opportunity at random times a day, right? It's been a very strange market, which has made me open minded to the idea of, oh, well, if it's there, you gotta, no, I don't fucking care anymore. It's just stick to that small window, that little sniper shot. That's it. All you need is just one little swing. You don't need to do all this crazy shit because it leads you to the kind of approach that anything's acceptable. And it's not. You need to be able to just trade one system, one fucking shot, and stick to that. Otherwise, you're just going to end up creating so much more headache for yourself. And then you get to a point where, you really kind of get to like your back against the wall and you're like, okay, now what? And I don't want any of you to be in that spot. I don't want any of you to like ever get to a point where you don't know if you're going to make it because trading's already hard enough as it is. Don't make it harder on yourself. Till next time, take care.